Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily stock market review for the trading day ending Monday, July 25th. Firstly to the S&P 500 on the daily charts, and here we see a change of trend back to the downside today. Current candle forming a lower high and a lower low, a smaller black body candle suggesting that we switched back to some negative momentum. The sellers creating some momentum between the open and the close, as opposed to the buyers from the previous day's trading. So here we have quite some indecision in this market with a white body candle, black body, white body, black body, and this does raise some doubt about the potential for the market to continue trading to higher levels. We are congesting and we are finding support coming in around this 2160 level, 2159 level. Very important level where we've seen previous support coming into the market. Also, we have support coming in now at the Tenkan-sen indicator, and the Tenkan-sen has moved up to meet current price action, and it does suggest that the market has found some equilibrium in that short-term time frame. So very important trading coming up over the next couple of days. The question is whether the market will be able to close down below that Tenkan-sen and start to retrace and find equilibrium in that medium-term time frame, or whether the buyers will return and trade up through the major high at 2175. In terms of Ichimoku, still a bull market in all three time frames, just looking a little overextended in depth of price action away from the Kijun-sen. So just watching for a retracement, but obviously we do need to watch that support at the Tenkan-sen 2160 and also just below that small window that was opened up previously where the market had traded through, but we failed to close through there. Now, just watching the bands, and very interesting trading here with the bands at the moment. And for the first time in the last couple of weeks, we've seen the market close back within the bands. And little wonder that we've seen that. The bands are very wide, and it reflects that we have had very strong volatility in the market. They're now starting to squeeze up. So it means that we're unlikely to see as strong trending price action as we saw here previously in the recent past. And we are likely to see the market either congest or attempt to mean revert back towards the middle of the bands. Importantly, the upper band has held as resistance for today's price activity. So this does raise some doubt about the ability of the market to trade to higher levels and take out that 2175 area. If we do see a retracement, we will be watching very strong support to come in at the middle of the bands at 2125. Moving next to the Nasdaq 100, and here we see the Nasdaq taking out the or completing trading for the second consecutive day above the 46.59 previous level of resistance. A very much smaller bodied candle here, suggesting that we don't have the same amount of net momentum that we had previously. But on this candle, we have seen the buyers close with control by closing up towards the high and finding support down below 46.59, which will be an important benchmark. If we do see any retracement, we do have potentially some strong support down at the Tenkan-sen, which is just at the bottom of this window that was opened up. It's at 46.18. So potentially some strong support below, providing a solid base here and an opportunity here for the buyers if we do attempt to retrace to bounce off there. So a lot does depend on how the market reacts at the moment. Firstly at 46.59, and then if we do trade off down around this 46.18 level. In terms of Ichimoku, still a bull market in all three timeframes, supported by the Chica span, but just looking at depth of price action away from the cloud, we are a little further extended away from the cloud than we saw with the S&P, and probably for the Kijun-sen as well, so suggesting that we're probably overdue for something of a retracement for the market to find some equilibrium. Into the bands with the Nasdaq 100, and here we see maintained price activity up above the upper band, suggesting that we still have a strong bullish tone in the Nasdaq. As we saw with the S&P, we had closed within the band, so this is suggesting that the Nasdaq is a stronger market than the S&P, but we do need to continue to monitor that upper band at 46.43 for a potential close in there, or for it to act as support over the next coming days. To the Dow 30, and continuation of the trend to the downside, current candle forming a lower high and lower low, finding support at the Tenkan-sen indicator, very similar to the S&P, trending up in all three timeframes, black body candle suggests net momentum, but we have seen a loss of commitment from the sellers as evidenced by the shadow down around that Tenkan-sen. So that's going to be our benchmark moving forward. If we do close down below there, we could very easily test 18351 or possibly down to 18288 over the next few days. And with the bands, with the Dow and now closing within the bands, the upper band holding as resistance, very similar to what we saw with the S&P, suggesting that strong bullish tone in the Dow is no longer there, and certainly suggesting that we could see this market attempt to mean revert. Other than those previous mentioned support levels, we do need to watch the middle of the bands at 18,158 for potentially strong support, and it does coincide with that previous swing high, roughly about the 18,167 level. And to the Russell 2000, and the Russell 2000 is having a lot of trouble breaking out above this 1212 level. It has been tested on multiple occasions, and more significantly so over the last 4 trading days. A small black body candle suggests a switch in momentum away from the buyers to the sellers, a loss of control. Buyers had control previously, they've lost that control, but the sellers have failed to take control. So we do need to continue to monitor 1212 as a potential level of resistance. If we do break out above there in a bullish manner, we could easily end up testing to any of these levels: 1220, 1225, 1233. Even if we do close down below the Tenkan-sen, we do need to continue watching that round number 1200, which has been important support in the recent past. But still a bull market in all 3 timeframes, and really all we can do at the moment is just monitor this resistance overhead. It is going to be a very crucial level to this market. And with the bands, with the Russell 2000, and here we've seen a close within the bands with this market as well, the first time in some time, suggesting that strong bullish tone is no longer in the market, and there is potential for a retracement, but obviously monitoring those strong support levels. If we do break out through those and through this previous swing high here around the 1190 area, we could end up seeing the market mean revert back to the middle of the bands at 1175.